Welcome back, everyone. In the previous video, we have installed Asterisk successfully, and you can see here is the console from my last video, and you can see the IP addresses. As I told you before, it's dynamic IP address, so you need to configure static IP address. So here is what we should do, and the first step after the installation process, you need to configure static IP configuration using the setup command. This IP address from my default gateway, and as I told you, it's dynamic, so every time the server will reboot and make a restart, we will have a new IP address. And it's not recommended to use default IP configuration on any server in your network, so here we will configure static IP configuration for our server to have the same IP address all the time. Using this setup command from the root mode, use your root username and your password to use the setup command and type setup. We will have something like this. It's like a graphical interface that will help you to do many configuration tasks on your server. The most important thing you can configure here is your network configuration, and press enter, and you can see device configuration and DNS configuration. Device configuration, and you can see here my adapter, my network adapter, and hit enter, and you see the name of my adapter and the device name, and you see DHCP enabled by default, which is not recommended. And here we will use the put your mouse on your, or not your mouse, put this red mark on the use DHCP and press space to uncheck this check box, and go to a static IP and write your IP address that you want to use. I'm going to use 100, and my subnet mask 24, and your default gateway. My default gateway is 1.1, and your primary DNS server, I'm going to use my default gateway as my DNS server, and hit OK. You can configure a secondary DNS server if you want, but only one DNS server is enough, and click save or hit save. Use the tab in your keyboard and hit save, and hit save and quiet. And before we quiet, I want to show you the DNS configuration. The host name, which is the host the server name of your asterisk. I'm going to name it AsteriskNOW dot hot Cisco labs.com. It's my blog, and the primary DNS server and the secondary DNS server are the same like my primary DNS, and you can see the DNS search path. I'm going to change it to hot Cisco labs.com and hit OK. Save and quiet. Use the tab in your keyboard. See also the firewall configuration. Firewall is enabled if you want to customize your firewall configuration. Firewall disabled. If you want to enable or disable your firewall, firewall on Asterisk, I recommend to keep the firewall on and enabled to avoid any attack. Configuration, are you sure? No. Cancel. And your system services. You see all the services that currently running on your Asterisk server. The most important service, the SSH daemon or secure shell. This service will give you the ability to connect to Asterisk using SSH and TFTP, trivial file transfer protocol, and services that have relation to time. If you want to synchronize time with external NTP resources, and the MySQL service. We don't need to modify the services configuration, cancel, and even the authentication configuration if you want to connect to external servers like Active Directory, LDAP, or other servers. You can see here, cancel. The most important thing you can configure here, as I told you before, the device configuration to configure static IP address. So quiet and reboot. Now it will reboot, and we should have our asterisk should has a new IP address, which is 1.100 instead of 1.9. The dynamic IP address from our DHCP. It's loading now. Here you can see the IP address has been changed to our static IP address from 1.9, the IP configuration from DHCP to the static IP configuration that we have configured, and it's 1.100. Now let's open our browser and write the IP address. By the way, I want you to see this. It's HTTP, not HTTPS, which means that you will connect to Asterisk using unsecure HTTP connection. Okay, so HTTP here you can see the FreeBX administration page and the voicemail and recordings server. Now, how to manage your Asterisk server? You have options. You have the graphical user interface and the command line interface. Most of the time, you will use graphical user interface using the web administration page. I mean this page, and the server URL. You can write or you can type the IP address of the Asterisk server, and you can choose which component you want to connect to, the FreeBX or the voicemail server, or if you want to connect directly to the FreeBX, you can follow this IP address by the word admin. And if you want to connect directly to the voicemail server, you can type this word after the IP address recordings. And I want you also to keep in mind that the default username and password, when you connect to your FreeBX, of course it will ask you about the username and password, and by default admin, username admin, password admin. So let's admin. When it started, enter your credentials. So admin, and login. Here you can see this is the it's asterisk after after the first installation, and you can see FreeBX system status. You can see live or not live messages, something like messages that about the activity on your asterisk server. The most important message that you will see here, default asterisk manager password used, which mean that, and the default ARI admin password used, which means that it's telling you that you are using the default credentials admin to log on to the web page administration, the web administration page, and it's not recommended by default. You should change this default credentials to something that more secure and not well known. Here you can see the statistics for asterisk. Total active calls is 0, internal calls, external calls, total active channels, and the FreeBX connections, the uptime, system uptime, asterisk uptime last reload, the system statistics, processor, and memory and disk. You can see the file system here, the root file system, and followed by another the other directories like the boot directory, and the network. We have our Ethernet, and you can see the rate of the send and receive process, and the server status. Here the most important services running on asterisk, the asterisk service itself, and the MySQL database, and the web server, and the SSH server or secure shell server. Of course, if you have any issues in the web server service, you will not be able to connect to asterisk using the web page, the web administration page. And this red box, apply config, when you make any change to your asterisk configuration, you need to hit apply config to apply this configuration. And you can see the admin, most of your administration tasks will be done here. We will talk about every single menu of these menus during and through our tutorial, so don't worry about anything if we didn't explain it now. Here are the applications that you can install in asterisk. The more modules you from the module admin menu, every module you add to your server will add new features, will add new applications. These applications will appear here and will appear in other menus. And the connectivity, if you want to connect to other telephony systems or want to connect to the PSTN, you can create the trunks and inbound and outbound routes, to send calls, and inbound routes to receive calls from other people. The reports to monitor the activity on asterisk. This menu, it's the current menu we are using now, and you can see the log files, CDR reports, the settings, the advanced settings of asterisk, the music on hold, the voicemail admin, and of course is the language. If you want to change the language, something that I want to tell you about the language here. Asterisk is not translated. Like if I want to choose the language from asterisk to Chinese, for example, you will see not change, not a big change, which means not all the menus have been translated. We still have the applications in English, which we still have parking in English, connectivity, and all these sub menus. If you want even the FreeBX, so it's not fully translated to these languages, except English, of course. So this is how to connect to asterisk using the graphical user interface or the web administration page. This is the FreeBBX web page, and here is the voicemail. If you want to connect to the voicemail, you cannot use admin for your voicemail as a default credentials. You need to create a voicemail user name and password to log into the voicemail server. I'm going to show you how through the series. Now we have you can also connect to Asterisk using the command line interface. The first way you can connect to Asterisk using the command line interface is the Asterisk console itself, which means that you are locally connected to the Asterisk server. You can see here is the Asterisk console, and most of the time you will connect using other ways. If you want to connect using the command line, you will use SSH, for example, using PuTTY or Java SSH module. We need to talk about modules and how to install modules on Asterisk. We'll install a CLI module, Asterisk CLI module, which is part of the CLI tools that will give you the ability to connect to Asterisk and manage it. And also we will install the Java secure shell module. So close, go to admin, module admin, and here choose which modules you want to retrieve from Asterisk, from the web or from the internet or from the Asterisk manufacturer. We have the basic Asterisk modules which installed by default, and you can see the categories of these modules: the admin modules, and the application modules, and the connectivity modules, and the report settings. We want to connect to Asterisk and see the extended modules and the unsupported modules and even the commercial modules, and check online. And what it's going to do now, it will connect these repositories and retrieve these types of modules. So check online. That's why I told you before that we should connect Asterisk to the web. Now it's connecting to the internet without any issues, and you can see the available modules that we can download. You can see the module name and the vendor or the publisher of each module. Here we have most of these modules are supported by FreeBBX. Some modules are supported by another publishers. You can see the status of the modules is not installed. Some modules are disabled, and even the installed modules you can see it's installed but disabled, and there is upgrade for this module, and you can see the version of this upgrade. And when you choose any module, for example the Asterisk CLI, you can get a description about this module, how to use it, and how and what really the function of this module here, and choose the action. Do you want to download and install? I told you before, since we are talking about how to manage Asterisk using command line interface, I told you that we will install Asterisk CLI module and Java secure shell module. So let's choose download and install Asterisk CLI and Java. Where is Java? Yeah, Java SSH is telling you a brief about this module. Download and install. Now you can from this page you can download all the modules at once. You can upgrade the modules if they are already installed on your system. You can reset, you can process. We need to process. Now it's telling you that you want to install, upgrade and install and enable these modules, Asterisk CLI and Java SSH. Confirm. it will not take much time. I believe it should in minutes. Oh, great. You can see the status of each module. Downloading asterisk CLI done. Return. Now if you want to see this module, you will not see anything. So you need to close the web administration page and reopen this page again. So free BBX administration page, and see that asterisk CLI and Java SSH. So we need to choose, let's begin with asterisk CLI. Asterisk CLI will give you the ability to run any command you want from your web page or your graphical interface, like maybe core show help. By the way, if you want to get help about any command, you write core show followed by the command name. So if I want to get help about the help command itself, I write show core show followed by help. And let's execute some commands. Show core show system info. System information about the free RAM and the swap file. Look, I'm not here to show you every single command of this command. You have the list of commands, and you can have idea about this command and use the commands that you want and things that will help you. So also you can connect to asterisk using secure connection, Java, or using a secure shell. You see here it's asking us to activate this plugin, so click activate. Now it's telling you that you should use the root credentials to connect using this plugin. Accept and run. Hit enter. Now it's connecting. It's already connected. Type root, the root, and followed by the root password. Great, you can see we are in a root mode, and you can type setup. You remember this interface. Here you can get this interface using this Java plugin. Our network configuration, device configuration. It's not accurate like when you run the setup command in the console. You have things like this, but in my personal opinion, it's fine. You can see here's the configuration without any problem. So cancel, cancel, quiet, cancel, quiet. I can get out, quiet. Yeah, you can use the command help to get the list of available commands that you can use, and close. That's how you connect to Asterisk using command line interface using Asterisk CLI module or Java secure shell. Also, you can use PuTTY SSH using Java secure shell module, or using PuTTY. We all know this great tool that gives you the ability to connect to any server using secure shell if enabled. And as I told you as the first session, I believe, this session, I believe, that SSH daemon enabled by default, so you don't need to enable SSH on Asterisk to connect to it. I'm going to open my PuTTY and connect using SSH, and you write the IP address. Connection refused, error. Great. Delete this profile, and it's not 101, it's 1.100. 1.100. I was using the wrong IP address, I'm sorry about that. Now it's sending you the public key, accept, root, the root password, help to get the list of available command. You can use a set of command also. Setup, authentication, cancel. And that's how to connect to Asterisk using the graphical interface or the command line interface. And visit my blog for more information, and thank you.